At my daughter's wedding, the officiant stopped mid-ceremony and asked, "Does the groom want to explain why he's already married?" The church went silent. My daughter, Lily, stood there in her white dress, holding Derek's hand. I laughed nervously from the front pew. "Reverend Walsh, what are you talking about? They filed the marriage license last month." The Reverend looked at Derek with this expression I'd never seen before. "I received a call this morning from someone claiming to be Mrs. Derek Fontaine. She sent documentation." Derek's hand dropped from Lily's. Sweat appeared on his forehead instantly. Lily turned to him. "Baby, tell him this is a mistake." He said nothing. The Reverend pulled out his phone and held it up. "This is a marriage certificate from Nevada. Derek Fontaine and Michelle Carver. Married 3 years ago. Still legally married." I stood up. "That's impossible. Derek would have told us." But Derek was staring at the floor. My wife rushed up to the altar. "Show me that." The Reverend handed her his phone. She scrolled through photos. "This is from last year. You're wearing a wedding ring in these pictures. You're kissing this woman at a restaurant." She shoved the phone in Derek's face. "Who is Michelle?" Derek's voice cracked. "She's nobody. We separated." Lily grabbed his arm. "You said you'd never been married before. You told my dad you'd never even been engaged." My brother stood up from the groomsmen's section. "I'm a private investigator. Give me 5 minutes." He walked out making phone calls. The guests started whispering. Derek's own mother was crying in the third row. I moved toward him. "You need to start talking right now." He looked at Lily. "Baby, I can explain everything." She ripped her hand away from him. "Don't call me that. Explain why you lied about being married." My brother came back in holding his phone. His face was pale. "Derek's still paying a mortgage on a house in Henderson. Joint account with Michelle Carver." He walked closer. "There's more. He has a 4-year-old daughter." The church erupted. Lily made this sound I'd never heard before, like something broke inside her. "You have a child?" Derek was shaking. "I was going to tell you." My wife's voice cut through everything. "When? After you committed bigamy? After you spent our money?" My brother kept going. "I pulled his financials. The down payment on the house you and Lily bought came from a loan Derek took out in Michelle's name without her knowing. That's identity theft." I stared at this man I'd walked my daughter down the aisle toward 5 minutes ago. "You stole from your own wife to buy a house with my daughter." Derek tried to speak, but my brother held up his hand. "There's something else." My brother's voice dropped. "Derek, where's Michelle right now?" The question hung in the air. Derek went completely white. My brother pulled out more documents. "Michelle Carver filed a missing persons report on herself 2 weeks ago. She told police her husband was threatening her. She said if anything happened to her, Derek did it." Lily screamed. "What did you do?" My brother stepped between them. "Michelle's best friend contacted me this morning. That's who called the Reverend. She said Michelle was terrified because Derek found out she knew about the bigamy. Michelle was planning to go to the police." He looked at Derek. "Michelle hasn't been seen in 9 days. Her phone last pinged at your Henderson house." The guests started standing up. Derek's face was pure panic. "I didn't touch her. She left. She's fine." My brother pulled out his phone again. "Then explain why her car is still in your garage. Explain why her purse and phone are still in the house. Explain the blood in the garage." I grabbed Derek by his collar. "Where is she?" He tried to push me away. "I don't know. We had a fight and she left." My brother was already on the phone with police. "I need officers at St. Catherine's Church immediately. I have evidence related to Michelle Carver's disappearance." Derek bolted for the side door. My nephew tackled him before he made it 3 steps. The groomsmen held him down while he screamed about how this was all a misunderstanding. Lily was sobbing in her mother's arms. Police arrived 8 minutes later. They arrested Derek right there in his tuxedo, while 200 wedding guests watched. My brother handed them everything he'd found. The detective looked at Lily. "Ma'am, we're going to need your statement. This man has been defrauding you." They found Michelle 2 days later. She'd been hiding at her sister's house in California, terrified for her life. Derek had been draining her accounts and threatened to kill her when she found out about Lily. He'd staged her disappearance to make it look like she abandoned everything.